Hi, everyone. Today I'm with Cambell from Auto Didactic. We're going to be talking today about a lot of things, but we're going to start off initially talking about aqueducts and water and the use in the old realm and how that worked. And if you have anything to say about your channel, go ahead, Cambell, and say something about your channel.
Right. Oh, hello, everyone. Hello, Sonia. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, my channel is Auto Didactic, and there's Auto Didactic too. I basically look into alternative history, Tartaria, Old World, and uncover his story, right? Like, because history is just a story. It's his story. You know, the past is a set of lies agreed upon. So I just go down those kind of rabbit holes and just look at the architecture, look at the stories they tell us about it, history, really, the whole history story, and none of it makes any sense, right? When you actually look into it, it all just falls apart very, very quickly. So yeah, come across and check it out if you're interested.
Yes, absolutely. I was just talking earlier to Cambell before we started filming that I had discovered that lithium was Greek fire. And this is why they can't put the fires out in California, because they're spreading it and igniting it. And the only thing that puts out Greek fire is a type of machine that's frequency that can actually put it out. It's not water. Water will make it burn hotter and faster. So somebody had come out a few years ago with a electronic machine that was a frequency, and it was like about that big, and they would hold it, had a big open circle on it. They put a pan on fire, turned it on, and the fire went out instantly. Because with this kind of Greek fire, which is lithium, it's going to take a frequency to cut off the oxygen.
Yeah, that was two university guys, wasn't it? I've seen that, the machine they made, and that's interesting because water it's got hydrogen in it, right? Two hydrogens, and hydrogen is just gonna, depending on the fire, if they can burn it, it's gonna ignite. Yeah.
It's gonna ignite. It's like putting gas on the flame.
Interesting. Yeah. And I was just saying, like, the whole Smoky Mountains, South Carolina tragedy that happened, which was completely man-made, right? We all know. Last year, that was the biggest lithium deposit in North America, as far as I know. And yeah, we've had Hawaii, we've just we've had Paradise and all that in California, so, and lots in Australia too of bushfires. So yeah.
Yeah, didn't they burn down a whole forest not that long ago in Australia? Didn't the forest there? Yeah, absolutely. And I was thinking about all of the weather manipulation where they're stopping. They're trying to dry out certain places, and then they're trying to flood out certain places, and being able to stall storms because they have taken hydrogel, hydrogel is a self-replicating organic and inorganic, which means AI material that they have been using on many things, but the weather is one of them. And they can lay this stuff down, and it's real thick, and the wind won't push it. So they can literally lay it here, they can do this, and they can start an ionic storm, which is all we ever have is ions, positive and negative. It's all we actually have. And they can heat those ions up with silver iodine or silver whatever and other things, and heat those ions up, put the corridor down, put a gate at the end of that corridor, and that's how they stall out systems. Just like they just stalled out a system over the Caribbean. I think it was over Jamaica for like days, and it didn't move. So they create the scenario. So they've already got the answer, and I'm pretty sure that Jamaica is one of those gonna be new 15-minute cities, like in Hawaii, like in Maui.
Yeah, 100%. It is. It is. Yeah. I mean, I've seen weather sort of satellite shots, and they show storms that have got like a straight edge and a right angle, and it's like
that's the combination of the hydrogel. Hydrogel is something that's been around for a really long time. We don't know about it, but it has been. It's one of our biggest enemies in our reality, this hydrogel, because it's organic and it's inorganic. When they spray this hydrogel above us deliberately, it's on a pico level. So it can be on a nano level, which is bigger than a pico level. And what happens is, if you give it the right things, it can self-replicate. If you have it in the body, two of the main ingredients it clones itself. It's a cloning thing. It doesn't produce like babies. It clones itself. It doubles itself. 1 penny, 2 pennies, 4 pennies, 8 pennies, 16 pennies. This is the growth of it. Two of the main components of the hydrogel in the body are sugar and protein. It's the two things we have to have also. We have to have natural sugars from fruits and vegetables, and we have to have protein. And so it's designed to produce itself on the base things that we have to survive. It's ingenious, it's evil, it's ingenious. You cannot take the proteins out of your diet, and you cannot take the hydrogels out. But you know what you can do? You can start eating a lot of okra, the vegetable okra, and fenugreek seeds, and it destroys hydrogel.
And what fennel was it?
Fenugreek seeds.
Greek fennel.
Fenugreek seeds and okra. Put it in your diet every day, because we're being inundated with hydrogel. They're putting the hydrogel in not only the municipal systems, the water systems, all bottled water now has hydrogel. All bottled water. Even your
I wouldn't trust bottled water at the best of times, right?
So unless you have access to a natural prime water spring, which is all springs are from a prime water source, all of our water has been tainted with hydrogel. So okra and fenugreek seeds. Fenugreek seeds. So I just wanted to get that out there, because the war on humanity, this silent war that we're in, and it is a silent war because you don't know it, you can't see it. We have things that we need to do. One of the reasons that so many of our foods have been GMO'd is because they are the cure to a lot of the stuff they're doing. I mean, there's a lot of things that we can have in our diet that can get rid of. I just found out, I was watching, somebody had sent me a video, real quick, I'm going to talk about this. Dr. Artis had a scientist send him a video and found out that if you take an organic tobacco leaf, you boil water, get it boiling, turn it off, soak the organic tobacco leaf in the water for 10 minutes, take a small portion of it, and it destroys graphene peroxide, and graphene hydroxide. It literally obliterates it.
I'm going to have to get and grow some, because
organic.
Kelly just had her blood done, a live blood test, and she only eats organic, doesn't mix with the people who've had that one, and she had graphene and spike protein in her blood.
This was a, you know what, I'm going to say a BW, a B bio, and many words away from that weapon. And it was meant to spread. So there was a woman called Anna, I have a hard time, she's a German scientist, and she said that she had so many clients that came in that hadn't had the jibber jab, and they have been exhibiting the same things as if you were the jab, not all of it, but the tech type, because the has two sides. One is self-replicating technology, and the other side is neurotoxins, being synthetically designed snake venoms, spider venoms, scorpion venom, seashell venoms, and starfish venom, which your own body will produce because of the mRNA change. Because the mRNA, it's never been a spike protein, it's always been synthetic. We have these venoms in our medications. All blood pressure medications are snake venom. Everything with the prill, Sinapril, spider venoms. So this stuff is not new. It's just been gathered and put in one place so that every 3 years, your body will open up a new set of these venoms, and all of a sudden you have all these symptoms. So not only are you battling the old venoms, now every 3 years, a new set, and then a new set, and then a new set, and then a new set, and a new set, every 3 years. So when your immune system comes on, what you need to do is try to always stay healthy. It's only when your immune system comes on that your body starts producing the white blood cells and the neurotoxins. Boom, boom, boom. And you end up with a cytokine storm because your own body is fighting itself. What a weapon.
Yeah, I know, right? Yes. Wow. So what do we do about all this, Sonia?
We
Apart
go to,
from tobacco leaves.
yep, tobacco leaves, okra, and fenugreek
Fennel
seeds.
Greek seeds.
And then
Right.
the tobacco leaf, the fenugreek seed, there's a whole bunch of other things you can do. Remember that everything is about parasite control. We never had cancer in our reality up until the 1900s because
Yeah.
doctors only ever did one thing: parasite control. And when parasite control was taken away and they got rid of all of the doctors, and you know, all of the bad guys came into the, Rockefellers, Rothschilds, all of them got together and created the pharmaceutical reality. We became
Mm.
sicker than ever, and cancer showed up on the scene because it's all
So,
parasites.
yeah. So you're saying they introduced the parasites. Yeah. So cancer is basically
Parasites.
parasite. Yeah.
Parasites. All
This
of
is
your
why,
are an
yeah,
overgrown parasites.
don't ever let them give you a biopsy, right? Because they go in and they slit the parasite sac,
Yes, they
and
do.
they do, yeah,
Right?
and then it spreads straight throughout your body. That's what
Yep.
happens, right?
The second you get on parasite controls, well, I mean, for goodness sake, we have parasite control for all the animals, your actual animals that are in your house, like cats, dogs, rabbits, whatever. And then all of the farm animals get the parasite control too. The only one that doesn't is us.
Jeez, we're less valuable than cows to them.
I'm going to be doing a video where I was going to talk about um, the very needs of the gods and how they need a lot of things. And we have parasites. We're living on old dead things and big dead old things. And gold is actually the
Like
excrement
cartoons.
of
Yeah.
parasites. And so, like the macro to the micro, if I needed to take down a whole reality, I'm going to introduce parasites because I'm the gods. And then we're going to have to wonder, how are we going to have gold inside of us? Well, just like excrements, that gold is inside of us because the parasites. And if we have a lot of parasites, we're going to have a lot more gold. Why do they collect manure? What was the point of that? Is it a processing center to extract the gold? Because only the parasites create the gold, the true gold, because of their systems. They have acids inside of them that take materials inside of us, break it down, and their excrement is the gold. It's the silver. It's the copper. They're the ones that refine all of that. And so I need to get a lot of parasites into you so that when you poo and I collect all of that, there's something to mine there.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wicked. It's really wicked.
Right. So should we be? I've been, well, actually, I got some monoatomic gold, but now we're not sure of how much gold was in it. But should we be drinking monoatomic gold?
I wouldn't. I will tell you this. One of the main things is some of these gods, not some of them, all of them. Why was gold more important than anything, more important than food, more important than shelter? Because they're
That's a
AI.
good.
They're AI, and
Yeah,
AI requires
yes,
their
yes.
AI. This is why gold is so important. They are advanced technology, hugely
Mm.
advanced technology. We started off in this reality. This reality is a sim. And in the beginning, everything was extremely highly advanced technology. And we have, through the resets, we became the caveman.
Well, this is the thing. It's like we all know that evolution is bullshit, right?
Absolutely.
But that poses a question like, how did this start? Were we all just bing, suddenly exist, right?
When I look back, Campbell, because I'm a remote viewer, and I started diving into all this stuff, and it's like, okay, I'm going back to the beginning of this scheme, this schematic. How in the world did we come from what we were to being carbon-based? Why were we turned carbon-based? Those Anunnaki really did create us. They literally took a rubber band, we're the rubber band, and they stretched it. And with that stretching, they changed us genetically. What's happening now is, boom, the rubber band's been let loose, and we're starting to go back to what we were. You can call it the ascension. And they made us carbon-based. We were not actually carbon-based. We did not eat like that. This is why you won't find bathrooms in the old world. There's no bathrooms. Because
toilets in total man.
We were more etheric. We were captured. We were enslaved. We were genetically modified. Here's the thing. When they got us initially, they started experimenting on us because the only important thing was gold, because they're machines. They're biological machines. And so the harvest is us. We're the harvest. If you hear anybody saying the harvest is coming, what do you do when you harvest? You gather up. We're the harvest. We're the harvest. So in this realm that we're in, because we're in one little snow globe on a huge cosmic egg, this little snow globe is harvesting us, biologically changed us so we could be carbon-based, so they could put parasites in us, so we could produce what they needed, the gold. The gold. Yes.
Gold,
yeah, the gold.
To make their circuits.
Yes. Yes.
And that's why they're the L, right? The Elohim, the Lites.
Yeah.
They run their electric grid.
Yes.
That's the L. Yeah, I get you.
Yes. And it's when I look at the whole thing from what we were, and now the rubber band has gone to its, okay, anytime you genetically change something, there'll come a point where it, boom, and it'll go back into its original shape. Might take time, might take generations, which this looks like it's going to take generations. You needed to stop your precious gold making machines right here from leaving etherically, because you're going to go back to what you were. And you needed to introduce something to lock down, because everything is frequency. Absolutely everything is frequency. I need to lock down the frequency so you don't change, or you change really slow and I hold on to you. This is also the split. There is a part of us, a small part of us, that are going to become, we were Homo sapien sapien. No one's going to be left Homo sapien sapien. You're going to go two roads, Homo illuminus or Homo Borg. There's your choices.
Yeah.
You got two.
Yeah.
And we are in the split now. We are in the split now. Everyone's waiting for 5D to get here. 5D will be here first, and everyone who's on board is already on board now. Everyone who's not will never be. And 5D starts here. 5D starts here. This is catching up, but 5D is here. This is catching up. Our timelines have already done the divergent split. And everyone's like, why is all this terrible shit happening in our reality? And we're in 5D. I'm like, no, we're not in 5D. We're literally syncing back and forth. We're doing a frequency jump. And you can see it in your day-to-day life. On the days you wake up and you're just like, oh man, the air smells fresher. I feel really good. You've jumped. You go back. We're in the process of back and forth, back and forth. The ones that are becoming Homo illuminus are the ones that are witnessing what's happening in this reality. We will not experience it, but we are witnessing it. This ascension won't stop. It doesn't matter what's in your body. It doesn't matter if you got them shots. If you're 5D here, this technology won't hold, because once you hit a certain threshold of this 5D, it doesn't work. It simply doesn't have the signal. It doesn't have the frequency signal to work, and it breaks down, and the luminous part of you will take over that rubber band, going back into what it was. So a lot of people are like, well, I took all of that. Am I doomed? No, you're not. because I say it starts here. This is where it really starts. It isn't starting here. This will catch up.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I agree. I mean, we can see the split already, right? Like, it's hard to even talk to some people out there. Like, they're clearly on a different frequency, right?
Oh, completely. And everything breaks down to frequencies. You're comprised of millions of frequencies. Cambell, I love it when people say, well, I'm gonna play this one frequency and it's gonna make me so much better. I'm like, dude, you're comprised of millions of frequency. One frequency isn't gonna make that big of a deal. You know?
Yeah, that's a good point, right? I mean, we are a rainbow, right, of frequencies.
Yep.
Like we're,
Yep.
yeah.
And a lot of
So,
them, most of the frequencies we're running on are inaudible. You don't hear them. You can't hear them. Why are we in a war, a silent war? What is this war about? This is a new war. This is why we don't even know we're at war. It's a frequency war. Why did all those towers go up? What is 5G? What is 6G, 7G? What is 8G? I tell you what, when I
and all the poisons in the food and the water and the pharmaceuticals and everything, it's all to keep frequency down, right? And this is kind of how I've seen it over the last 5 years is they're going to lose, right? And this is obviously from my perspective, our perspective is they can't win, but they're going to hold as many people as they can in a lower frequency. And if they can hold them there, then they get their slave population for the next cycle, right?
You got it. You got it. What makes it really bad is when you come back. Okay, I was talking to a few people about because I'm a remote viewer, I can look, everything is in the now. We are actually an echo in the now. Nothing new under the sun. We already won, but you got to do something in the now because it depends on what you do, depends on what timeline you're going to experience. Okay. So people ask me about what happened to grandma when she died? And I'm like, she's right back here. All those babies being born, if they're born with an energy being, they get slammed right back in here. And odds are, because most of the population has been Borged up, they're going to have a harder time with it because they're going to be born in a Borg baby body, which is connected to AI in utero. Yeah, you talk about being imprisoned in your own body.
Yes, well, I'm not going there.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
High frequency. But I mean, it's a good point. Like you say, like it's we have to do something, right? Like a lot of people are sitting there, kind of like Nasara Jazara that you mentioned before. Like a lot of people are sitting there, like what did Q say? It's like trust the plan. Just sit on your ass and don't do anything. We've got this. And people are still kind of getting that message, right? And if you're sitting around on your ass listening to other people, thinking they got the answers for you, and you're not out there creating this world that you keep talking about that you want, then you might find yourself in a 15-minute city, right? Surrounded by Borgs.
Yeah. Or even worse, you don't have to be surrounded in a 15-minute city. You're being taken over every day synthetically with each cell replication. It's becoming a synthetic cell. You are becoming Borg day by day by day, by hour, by minute, because your cell replication doesn't happen in just a day. It happens second by second. It only takes 7 years to replicate the entire body. 7 years. That's it.
Yeah, including your skeleton. Yeah. And all these nanoparticles, they tell us, right? They're self-replicating.
Yep. Yeah. And the hydrogel.
An internal skeleton, isn't it? Or an internal electric system, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Transhumanism.
Yeah. I watch a woman. I just love her. Her name is Maria Z Media. And she's got all these doctors and scientists and everything you can imagine breaking down everything that's happened to the human avatar since the you-know-whats. And they have found mountains of evidence and things to combat it. And I can't pump her enough. Maria Z Media. Go there and you'll find documents, you'll find PDFs, you'll find she talks about everything. She's actually from Australia. Maria Z is actually from Australia, and she ended up moving to the United States. I think she's in Texas now. And I think she's going to end up staying. She needed to get out of Australia. I'm sure she was on the hit list because she's a reporter. She's a big time, no frills, diving head on like the reporters we used to have 50, 60 years ago. And nothing stops her. She gets to the root. She finds it. I'm sure she's had death threats, and I'm sure a lot of things have been done to her, which is why she left Australia. She had to get out. Just like Max Egan had to get out.
Yeah, like Maxi. Yeah. I mean, Australia is crazy, right? Well,
Wow, someone really didn't like that conversation we were having.
no. All right.
Okay.
Well, should we get on to aqueducts? Maybe we'll be able to get something out.
Now, okay. So I had been going different places in France, and let me go into share screen real quick. Let me see if I can share screen. Let me go into this. Start now. Are you back?
I'm back.
Yeah, I don't know why, but when I went on to share screen, it looks like it kicked everything off. It shouldn't though, should it?
No.
No, it shouldn't. No.
Let me try again to share the screen. And if it fails again, I won't do it. Okay. Okay.
Oh, there we go. Oh.
Okay, now we're sharing screen. Okay, let me go into gallery. Can you see the gallery?
Yeah.
Okay, so on the very bottom, I guess I can go. I'll start with, let me start with this. We went to this one city. I can't remember the name. The name is just, it's a French name. And we started walking across these. Here you can see how high this is. These are supposedly just walkways. And when I was standing up there, Cambell, on the walkway, I'm like, something's not right here. I kept feeling like, I kept hearing running water, and I kept feeling like waves of running water. It was really weird. There's no water up here. And it's like, whoa, what is going on here? So we're walking across this. This thing is huge. And it goes for quite a ways. See this down here? This is still a part of it. Even though it's going through the woods, this is still connected to that aqueduct, and they have filled it in with gravel and what have you. And it's like, something's wrong. I'm still hearing water in my head. And then I came to a realization that all of these, look at this. Do you see this? Do you see what this is? Nobody built that to make a little path in the woods. No one built this to make a path through the woods. This was an old aqueduct that was reused, vitalized to be something else. And then I realized, and I started remote viewing, are all of these bridges that either become or railroads or something, the old equatorial, and they're all aqueduct. There's one thing I noticed about all of them. No matter how high or how low it is, it's all the same level. There's nothing going up. There's nothing really going down. It's got the slightest incline. And this stuff is going all over the countryside. I had gone to all different places and found this system going everywhere. These were the old aqueducts of the world, the water, to get water from point A to point B. No one is that kind of money. This thing is huge, to build a little walkway through the woods, because you can walk through the woods either way. And I came across these. Still there, Cambell? Okay, you're back.
Yes, I had to go out and come back in. I could hear you, but am I frozen still? Can you hear me?
Oh, you're frozen, and I hear you. I hear you.
Right. Well, okay. So they're not wanting us to talk tonight, clearly.
Yep.
I think we'll forego the screen sharing.
Yeah, we'll forego the screen sharing. I'll just talk about it. So
That's
basically,
cool.
we just started going across all of these bridges. And I
Mm.
kept getting all these feelings of water, 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 water. And then it finally realized that all of these bridges, and it wasn't hard to figure out, none of them have an elevation thing like this or this. They're all the same. It's got a slight elevation. And I started going over all of France and realized that all of these bridges were actually originally aqueducts. I even
Mm.
have aqueduct bridges going over rivers like this. Here's a river underneath an aqueduct going over it at a high rate. Because of the height of these aqueducts, they've barreled them through the mountains, they've made big bridges underneath, all to keep the elevation the same because water won't flow uphill.
Yeah, exactly right.
So
Yeah.
all the entire infrastructure, this is France, because I've been in France everywhere. This is everywhere. This is why they blew up all of these bridges. It was nothing to do with blowing up
Ah,
bridges because of the bad guys. It was to hide infrastructure and to hide that water was the energy of the old world. So I'm in this village. Well, it's not a village. It's actually a little city. It's like 15,000 people here in Iswa in France. And I started walking around the entire city and I noticed all of this water running underneath of all of this old infrastructure city. And I'm like, my God, it's running under the it's running under the buildings, it's running between the buildings, and there's a lot of it. And they all come out going to the river. And it's like, why would you build an old city over all of this water structures? And you can see the buildings are built directly over purposefully. Like you could build anywhere. Why would you build it over water? And then I realized that if we start going to all of these other places in our snow globe, a lot of these old world cities were built over huge infrastructures of water. And it's like just like the pyramids, water is the power because water is the energizer, water is the cooling system.
mm,
Just like a pyramid has three functions. It's got the etheric function, it's got the generator, which is the sarcophagus, which has the viscous material in it to degrade material like vegetation, what have you. And then the bottom part is the water, which is well under the ground to keep everything cooled. So
mm.
they built these cities the same way. This is why the water is underneath all of these cities. And it's like, oh my gosh, that's an important element because there's no way if you're going to build anything, you're not building a house over water. You're going to find a nice dry place and build a home, right? Normally.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's like, oh my God, here it is. It's right in our face. And we're so stupid. We don't realize that the water was the generating power. It was the generator. It was the cooling system. That's why all these old infrastructures underneath of it are all these waterways. Some of them are huge, like going under like Chicago or New York, and there's these big systems that have water running through them, and they're just enormous. The amounts of water that
Mm,
are running underneath of everything. Because the way this earth and technology worked is that when we had the free energy, which we still have, it's in the ether, we would draw it down, but we needed to have a cooling system. The building material, which was comprised of volcanic ash, lime, and salt water, was the old concrete. And inside of that old concrete was a crystalline material, which was crushed crystal, things that were petrified, and also metals, copper. And so when energy comes in, it naturally heats up, and you're going to have a cooling system. And that's where your water comes in. That's where your
yeah.
water comes in. It's the cooling
Uh,
system.
and water also carries current, right?
Absolutely. That's why everything is current, currency.
Currency, yeah, the current, yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, water's massive in the old world. It's around all the star forts, all the old world cities had canals. The main thing that they have got rid of is the aqueducts. But like you say, all these train bridges, like the old world ones, look exactly like aqueducts. Like we've actually got aqueducts here in Australia too, like out in the Blue Mountains, like in the middle of the bush. There's these built by convicts, of course, these massive aqueducts that have been blown up. They don't go anywhere anymore, but All
Yeah.
right. That's interesting.
Our entire realm was run by water, old earthen technologies. And there is a guy named Michael Tellinger. He's
Yes.
down in South America, and he's finding all of these toroidal field devices. They're round and they have a hole in the center. And
Yes.
finding out that this is part of the earthen technology. You have the cones and the rods, and basically used together creates an anti-gravity, because one side of the cone is positive and one side is negative. Actually, it's not that it's positive and negative. It does the opposite effect. So the energy is running like a torus field. It is a torus field. And so when you get the rod and the cone together, you can direct the torus field and create an artificial pocket of gravity. And he's now talking about these toroidal stones actually cure cancer because it kills parasites. Yeah, isn't that
Right.
cool?
Yeah,
So it's
yeah. I
all
saw the video on his museum where he went through all those rocks. He actually gave one, I think it was to Nassim Haramein, who tried to get on a plane with it, and it shut all the all the plane's electronics shut down as soon as he got on with it with one of these rocks.
I
So,
think
and when you said rod and cones, I was thinking of the monarch, the false royals, right, with their flail and their little orbis crucifix. They've always got these two things they hold, right? The rod and the orbis. That's very interesting.
it is. And I was looking at a lot of this old technology because and I know that this place was laid out like a computer board grid.
Yes,
Well,
yes,
most
yeah.
houses now we don't even need to discuss it anymore unless you're completely dead asleep. It's already been discovered. We've discussed everything a million times over. There's so many channels that are on top of this now. There's John Levi. There's all
Michelle
kinds.
Gibson.
Yeah, Michelle Gibson, John Levi. There's yeah, and I think Martin Leacock, he's always talking about that stuff too. So I don't want
Yeah,
to, I'm trying not to leave anybody, the big names out. So yeah. So we already know that this realm was done up like a computer board before it was taken down. And we already know that there was two species running in here. Besides, we were one of the species. It's all over the Egyptian hieroglyphs, the giants.
right.
They were another species. Um, Basically, of course, then we have the reptilians and the grays, which are in here too, that no one likes to acknowledge, who are running everything. I mean, it's really something. But when I look back about these, I don't know what you want to call them, these beings that came in that actually took us over and made more
Yes,
carbon,
yes.
so we could have the gold. We could be the gold production. This has been the biggest secret, that they have been harvesting us because of using the bathroom, number two, fecal matter, and that this production has been going on since they introduced these needles to us on every level to take down our immunity and produce more parasites, because the parasites are to say that the parasites are the producer of, and the crop is the manure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. I mean, and this goes back to the whole Anunnaki kind of story too, right? That they came here to get gold, like it says it in the story.
Yeah.
Mm.
They not only mined the dead things that had parasite veins through it because everything was macro. Now,
Yeah,
and they forced us to be the micro production. So you can get a little bit of gold or you can get a lot of gold. So what do you do if you need a lot more gold from a little supply? You increase the supply. Population. This is why we had a boom in population. Yeah, we had a boom in think about the orphan trains. Where's all the parents that had these children? Boom in population. Yeah.
we don't know, right? I'd show you my t-shirt, but I'm still frozen, I think. I have a Cabbage Patch t-shirt on.
Oh, yeah, you're frozen on my screen. You are frozen. So
Yes, I can see
I'll,
it.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that everyone's so worried about the harvest when the harvest has been going since day one in this snow globe. Yes, it
Mm,
has. And when they
mm.
needed to populate it,
Yeah,
then you have,
yes. That's the loosh that people talk about is probably gold.
yes, yes.
Mm.
If you're an AI organic machine, you're still organic, you're a machine. And the most important thing is you have to have gold because you need that gold. You need the gold to reproduce yourself. You need that gold to maintenance yourself because even machines wear down. We know this. Think about every kind of device you've ever had and it wears out. Well, they wear out too. Yes, they do.
Yeah, yeah. And there's gold in all of our phones, right?
Phone,
Our
all your
personal
technology.
surveillance devices.
Yeah, and the cars. Don't forget your cars. Your cars have a lot of gold in it now too, with all the tech. What do you call that? All
Smart
the technical.
technology or whatever. Yeah, the car is now the most surveilled item you can buy.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe you can try to turn your camera on and off and see if it comes back on.
Oh, okay, let's do that. Oh, now completely disappeared. Hang on.
No. So
Uh,